Yes, guys, what is going on? Welcome back to season two of the Small Talk Company 2021 with your host Sean and Isaac, Emily Wood, PA, and special guest Harry Deveney. Sean, let's speak.
Well, finally back after Isaac ditched us for about 4 weeks. Didn't even answer his phone to us. He thought, I heard he'd gone solo, but he's back now. He couldn't do it by himself. He needs us, so he's back. And Emily's on screen again today. I don't know why, but it didn't to be.
Back by popular demand.
Just not turn the video off. And today we've got a special guest, Isaac. Do you want to introduce?
So today we have a different, like I said, we started with Small Talk. It's a range of everyone. And now we've got an elite athlete in my eyes, an elite athlete in Emily's eyes, and Sean's. He was county cricket at one point. He was county football at one point. County rugby union at one point.
Yes.
It's Harry Deveney.
Cheers, Isaac. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm happy to be on. Been a long time coming.
Before we get into your life,
yeah,
let's catch up with everyone. So, Sean, what's happened since the last time we've seen you?
Well, it's been a long time, hasn't it? I mean, we filmed the last episode I went out. We filmed that like 2 weeks before it went out, so it's been a long time. I've got the COVID vaccine.
Woo!
Brilliant.
I'm still 4'7", so nothing changed. I've got selected for Great Britain and powerlifting World Cup.
That deserves a clap.
Thank you very much.
I'm just doing my PGC year at uni, so just in school at the moment with a few key worker kids here and there, getting it done. Apart from that, just trying to keep myself busy as I can, really. Yeah.
At least you're still working. I mean, not many people are working at this time.
No, that's a plus, I guess, isn't it? But I was thinking this first lockdown, I worked in a supermarket, and obviously, so I was working, and now I'm doing this. So I was thinking, one of these lockdowns I actually want to break. Do you know what I mean?
Keeping the country going, Harry.
Key worker and all that. Key worker.
Yeah, well, be nice to have a break, I guess. But yeah, suppose key worker, innit?
And I think 2021 is a year where forget the negativity about 2020. Forget what's happened. I mean, COVID's still about, but it's snowing outside. It's positive. You know, you look into the sky and it's positive, I think. So I'm looking forward to what the future holds. So, Harry, let's get what do people want to know about you. So, could you tell us about your sporting background and what made you get into sport?
So yeah, I've been into sport for as long as I can remember, really. Played football, I'd say, first. Played that right from the age of 4 or 6. Same with rugby. And in both of them sports, I got to academy level in football, played for Everton for a bit, played for Preston for a bit. Rugby, I was represented county, things like that. And then cricket was kind of a later sport. Probably started playing that when I was about 15 or so. But again, then I've played for Liverpool District and that. And then recently, as you know, Isaac, my latest hobby is a bit of golf, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's just for fun, though, really. But yeah, we've been getting into the golf a bit, haven't we?
Yeah, for sure. And I think obviously with lockdown, you may as well take up that opportunity to play some golf. I know you've got a Slazenger golf club set, but it doesn't hold you back. So,
tell you what, my Slazenger club still isn't further than you.
So with these sports, obviously you're very talented in each one. What made you kind of balance? How did you balance obviously you played county level in most sports. How did you balance one day playing rugby, one day playing football?
I don't know, I don't really decide to think about it that much. I guess school and education was probably always a bit on the back burner for me. I guess it was always playing second fiddle, so it was more about sport was just always there. It was probably how am I going to get education into my life, really, making sure I actually do my work and things like that. But going into uni, I guess it might have been a little bit harder. And my sport kind of take a bit more of a backseat when I got to uni, because obviously that's a bit more intense, isn't it?
So was you playing cricket at uni?
I never actually played cricket at uni. I played rugby mainly at uni.
Okay, cool. So let's go back to the academy days, Everton days, right?
Yeah.
So jump back. But I just want to know, like, what it's like to, as you say, like, school goes on a back burner and you carry on so long in sport. Then what happened at Everton? Like, why did you stop? And how did that? Did you make you reevaluate yourself? Like, oh, do we need to try harder at school now? Because I think everyone has that moment in sport.
Yeah, it probably did. I probably didn't think about school as much until like I obviously got released and things like that. But I was at Everton, then I went to Preston, came up in there. So I guess once that ended, it probably did make me focus on school a little bit more. I would say always though, I know a lot of people say like, oh, they weren't focused on school at all when they played football and things like that. I always say I probably did put effort in and things like that, but definitely once I stopped playing for like academies, definitely thought about it a lot more, put more effort into it. And actually, I feel like I might not have a future in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a hard thing to think as well. Like, I think we've all had that, and then, but obviously it's good. Like, I think obviously you got to uni, so you must have done well at school. So it's good to have that education behind you as well as sport as well.
Yeah, well, a lot of kids obviously they probably leave it too late. Don't they? I imagine they would get released by elite sport and then have nothing to turn back on,
Yeah,
and they're
definitely.
kind of in a stuck situation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and when
So,
you was at county level at these sports, when did you kind of realise, was there a specific day or a week where you thought, 1 minute, if I don't have a backup plan, then I'm not gonna have something to fall back on. Do you know what I mean?
looking back on it, I think I didn't really think too deeply into it. Like, I don't think I was thinking, oh, I'm going to have a career in these sports. But then again, I was just like enjoying playing it at the time, and I wasn't really thinking about school. I was just kind of living in the moment, and like, yeah. And then once I did get released, though, that's when I kind of probably had to think, you need to focus on your schools and make sure you get to uni and things like that. But I guess at the time, I was just enjoying my sport, and I wasn't really thinking too deeply into it, thinking, oh, I'm going to be a professional or things like that. Yeah.
So you go to uni and you're still playing rugby in uni. So how did your focus turn into, like, say, from sport to to education? Was it a big shift, or you feel like because you learned a lot in sport? Like, I felt like because I learned so much in sport, it actually helped me in education as well. If that makes sense, like if you put your same mindset into what you did in sport, you can also achieve it in other areas of your life.
Yeah, well, we did this. Me and Isaac did a similar degree, didn't we, with the sports coaching degree? So I feel like obviously being in sport throughout your whole life, it gives you an advantage, doesn't it? Going into a sports coaching degree,
Definitely.
you've learned a lot of skills over the years that can help you. Definitely.
Would you say it was a lot harder to balance your sport at uni compared to like school and college or not?
I'd say my life was probably a lot busier at uni.
Was there a lot more different priorities?
There was a lot of things going on. So I played rugby for uni, played football outside of uni, 2 teams Saturday and Sunday sometimes, and then cricket in the summer.
Jeez.
And then obviously I try to go to the gym as much as I can. You got to do your uni work and then social life as well. Obviously uni is big on your social life, isn't it? So it's fitting them all in.
What I was gonna say is,
Asked you, Isaac.
do you think there is a stigma around people balancing elite sport whilst at university?
Can you do it?
I think you can do it, but it's a challenge.
I struggled.
I think it takes some resilience as well as being in like the university lifestyle as well. Like, you've got flatmates asking you whether you want to go out on a Monday, or you've got a match on the Wednesday with books, or well, then obviously then Tuesday and Thursday nights are student nights, and I've got Emily pecking head. She wants to go for a drink and that. So did you ever find that hard?
Well, as I say, I wasn't really in. I dropped off standards by the time I got to uni, so it probably wasn't as big of an issue. But for people like yourself, I like when you talked about dilemmas that you were in, I could understand that and think like he's training in an elite environment, and we're kind of harassing him to come out for a drink, and obviously he's going to be going to training tomorrow with athletes who have probably been like gone to sleep at like 10 o'clock. You know what I mean?
And it's always that thinking like, oh, it's fine. It's only a one night out, and then you're knackered for a week after. And
yeah.
be fair, Isaac, you didn't take much persuading, did you? You were quite easily persuaded.
Moving on, moving on. So you're a big advocate about mental health, aren't you? And
Yeah,
that's
I've
what did you focus your dissertation on that as well?
my dissertation was on mental health. It was a topic within mental health quite close to me as well. Yeah.
And moving on to this, it was about you've had quite a few injuries, haven't you?
Yeah, few long-term injuries. One specific long-term injury.
And how did you cope when you was injured? What made you what put you down, and then what made you get going again?
Yeah. So just, John, I don't know if you know, my dissertation was on like how long-term injuries can affect your mental health.
Okay, thank you.
So, like, yeah. So when I was, I'd say when I was a year or so after coming out of elite sport football, I was playing still a high standard, and then I suffered an injury. I ruptured my spleen playing football, which that put me out for a year. And obviously it's challenging. Like,
have you still got a spleen?
yeah, they like didn't do it, whatever it's called, where they get rid of it. They patched me up, and I've still got it. Yeah,
That's
which is
good.
quite lucky that, isn't it? But yeah, so yeah, it was quite a tough period, I guess. You know, you don't know what to do. Sports like everything, and then when you can't play sport, it's your life's changed completely, isn't it? But as you remember from my dissertation, I was talking around, wasn't I, how you can try and avoid getting too low and making sure that you don't go into, like, obviously deeper problems like depression, things like that.
Hmm.
I wouldn't know if I personally wouldn't know if I never seen anyone during my long-term injuries. I wouldn't know if I actually suffered like a mental illness, as they call it, but I definitely was in like periods were low.
Sean,
Yeah.
with you, how did you cope? Obviously, when you changed sports, was that kind of a low time for you as well?
Yeah, so that's just made me think now. So I had a surgery on my back and it messed up my right leg. So I did athletics and I generally couldn't do it anymore. But I
Yeah,
don't think I spoke about. I think everyone knew I couldn't do it, but I don't think we ever spoke about it. I don't think I just spoke about it. I
Hmm.
just think like, oh yeah. And
yeah,
then I got into coaching. I did my level 2 coaching badges. So I was going to track still, but that made me. I hated it really. Not in that I didn't hate seeing the people, obviously, but I went from like a member of the training group, like a loud person in the training group, to trying to coach my friends and stuff like that. It was a bit of a weird dynamic, to be honest with you. And then luckily I started training in the gym and yeah, found powerlifting, which luckily for me, like now I do that sport because I don't know what I would do. Not trying to be depressive, but I don't know how I would
no,
cope with it.
no. I think you have got to try and stay in sport in some capacity. That's what I was focused on a lot. Like, I feel like if like I went to watch my team, I'd even go to watch training. I'd probably get involved in the coaching side a bit more. But you know, if you just like get injured and you just like rule sport out, I feel like that's when you could probably start spiraling down a little bit. Definitely. Like, as for you there, I feel like when you're coaching probably helped you stay involved a bit, I would
Yeah,
say.
100%. And now it's still like going forward, it's something I've got in my locker, haven't I? I've got a level 2
Yeah.
coaching. And when my sport is hopefully done and dusted in a few, well, not a few years, in how many years' time, like I've got that behind me to go into. And like, I just don't think, like, I tried to do it, I just don't think it was the right time for me. I think I was still a bit too young and like still too close to the group. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
now, hopefully in a few years, like that's something I want to do, like help people, the next generation come through.
So when you were suffering like your injury, what were like the main things that like kept you from getting like not getting too low? Like what made you like sit there and think, oh, it's going to be positive in the end?
Oh, Emily Wood throwing it out there. Jeez.
Great question. It's a
It's
great
actually a
question.
good question. Now, well done.
Yeah,
I
I know.
think family and friends is massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah. Who
I
you surround
think,
yourself with?
yeah, I think your social life is key. Going through an injury and like sport is quite a social environment. Although you may not think it like at the time, you're in a really social environment. So you probably have to substitute that more in friends, family, and as I say, like for me, I'd always go and watch my team. Like, I'd always make the effort to go and watch my team when I was injured, or watch training, or
Mm.
get involved in some way do things with friends and family more. As Isaac said, just getting out and like my injury after so long, I could get out and I could do things like walking and things like that before I could actually play football again. So that was big. I'd get out and do
Keeping
walks.
active and keeping your
Yeah,
mind.
just keeping active. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
But I definitely think as well, like in this day and age, people shouldn't be scared of going to seek help from like a mental health practitioner or anything like that. If they feel that they are a bit low, go and get like sorted before you spiral down. Definitely.
Yeah, even just like speaking to your friends and open up like about it to your family, friends, stuff like that.
Exactly.
People are probably too
Definitely.
scared to do that, but it's just
Bloody hell, we give her one question. She won't shut up now.
right. Okay then.
Oh, my God. It's a good, no, it's a great.
Moving on.
I think that's a good. To be fair, no, I reiterate the point, Emily. I think that's a great point. Like, keep this same social circle. Like, it's hard, like in sport, if you get injured and you're away from that sport, to like shy away and not speak to those people and like lose sort of friendship. So if you keep going to watch, or like me, I got into coaching, and if you keep seeing the same people, like they're there to support you and stuff like that. So keep. Do you know what makes sense?
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
And reiterating on Sean's point, I just want to say, now more than ever with lockdown 3.0, it's dark mornings, it's dark nights,
It is
and
like that.
Right now, spring soon. Or is it
I
spring?
think
Yeah.
I think people who suffer from saying it, people who suffer from like overthinking and stuff, and obviously with lockdown you can't do much, can you? So then that's just heightens up the anxiety that they have because they can't get the mind away from it. Can't meet up with many friends. You can't go to a restaurant and have nice food and stuff. So have you seen any changes, Dev, during your own you don't have to share it, but have you seen anything personal that's changed about you regarding lockdown or before COVID to now?
I'm obviously not enjoying lockdown. I'd rather be in normal life, but I've tried to like seize the opportunity as much as I can. Like I've tried to like work on myself during the time. I've been keeping active. I've been making sure I'm on top of my uni stuff still. Do you know what I mean? I've tried to not like let lockdown get me down. I've tried to beat it in ways. I've always tried to. I've pushed the limits as well with the rules as much as I can. I've tried to do as much as I can within the rules.
Good.
Just trying to keep as busy as I can. Yeah, as I say, trying to exercise as much as I can. And yeah, just keeping all around busy. Don't try and not let yourself think about it, I think, probably.
I think I've struggled with this lockdown more. I think just like talk. I just can't bother talking to anyone.
Yeah, I seen a thing on Twitter and it was like, sorry for being the worst texter ever. It's just lockdown in it. It was like, yeah.
Lockdown 1 was great, I think, at some points.
Oh mate, I was getting drunk every day, top off in the back garden. I thought this is it. Yeah,
I know.
I thought this is it.
I know, this is definitely the worst one. I've seen that on I think it was on Twitter, that lockdown 1, obviously we had the weather and everything. Then lockdown 2, the December one, we had Christmas to look forward to, didn't we? Then this one, this is just
now it's not
grim, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, the December one was just a little taster, wasn't it? Like it's just 3 weeks, and I was like, yeah, go back to work now. Like,
Yeah.
And then bang, now we're stuck in it.
I know.
But hopefully soon. Hopefully end of March, I'm saying.
Hopefully soon enough, yeah.
Crossed.
Now then, as well as this, PGCE, you want to do that? You want to complete that?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Have you got one more year left, is it?
Yeah, it's only a 1 year course, so I started back in September, and I'm going right through till June, I think. Hopefully be able to get a job August, September. I think I told you, haven't I? I'm looking on going abroad.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
working school.
Yeah,
He's going to become an influencer.
What abroad, as in where we're saying?
Middle East somewhere, I'm hoping.
Oh, get that, no taxes. I get what you're doing now.
Dubai, innit?
Weather as well. Just the weather.
That's it.
I'm just picturing me coming home at Christmas with a tan and just seeing everyone else pale.
That'd be mad. Is that what you want to do? Yeah, go to Dubai to work.
I think so. Ideally, I'd love to do it like.
Go on now, that's sick. Well, to be fair, I need a COVID test soon, and I'm not. Don't laugh at this. I don't like things down my throat. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna cope. Have you had one? 12 weeks, and I was all right with that. To be fair, the vaccine, guys. I'm gonna be an influencer now, guys. We're getting a vaccine. Don't worry about it. My arm was very sore the day after. I felt a little bit weird, but.
Have you got to get another one? Have you? Yeah.
12 weeks. But I had mine. This is weirdly enough. I had mine. It was a drive-through at the Windsor Stadium. It was just like going McDonald's. She's one window down. Well, she didn't want. I wound the window down. Stuck my arm out. wait 15 minutes, see if there was reactions, and see you later.
Not bad, not bad.
Drive
Are
through
you,
me.
are you a witness lad, are you, Sean? Yeah.
Wait, Rainford yourself, Harry? Isn't that close?
Is he close? I live by Rainhill myself. I live like Cronton Rainhill border, to be fair. Yeah.
I live in Clonton, Harry.
Right, can we keep it up low key with the personal information? We've
No,
got
but the Texas
Data Protection Act here.
garages.
Yeah.
I live right. That's the end of my road, mate.
I was gonna say anyway. Then you witness Vikings fan, are you, Sean? I guess.
But the Vikings, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Emily.
And I'm sure he's mentioned that in a podcast before.
Yeah, Harry doesn't watch the podcast. I don't think. I'm gonna say this out there. I don't think any of our guests has watched one episode of Small Talk.
No. You know what? The only episode. Oh, I've watched bits of every episode. Not gonna lie.
You
but
have. You told me
I
you
have.
never
I
Have
watched
you
them.
subscribed?
I watched the full Kevin Brown one.
You don't even follow us on Instagram.
Fair play.
Right.
I watched the full
And
Kevin Brown
also,
one.
that's a great segment for everyone to like and subscribe. When you hit 100 subscribers, Isaac is doing the giveaway at 100 subscribers.
I am doing a giveaway. It's a Charles Dickens signed glove.
It'd be hard to get at the moment because he's fighting for world title, but we'll get
I
it.
know.
We'll get the world
So,
title.
can we get back to the podcast? Right.
Is this what all you guests need to do? Do I need to sign something for a giveaway after this?
No,
What
have
do
you?
you hide
You
about?
don't need to, mate. Or what?
Yeah, 3 things you've learned from being in an elite sport environment, and 3 things you've learned away from like being at uni, living away, having a dual athlete career, let's say.
I'd say one key thing I've definitely learned is like organization and time management. Like a lot of
Yeah.
the time, I like to put a notepad in my phone, anything, plan out. I might even go as far as like my full week ahead of me. I'll plan out day by day what like things I've got to do, you know, things that I want to achieve, stuff like that, just to get it in my head so I'm nice and organized. That's definitely one key thing, like keeping my life organized, time management, making sure I'm on top of it. And then within sport, what would I say? I'd say believing in your own ability more. I'd say with me, I wasn't always like, I didn't always believe in myself as much as I could. But I'm talking about like, I'm saying like with your ability, you've got to believe. You've definitely got to believe in yourself and aspire. I would say with me, I wish someone had pushed me more and like put me to focus more when I was in an elite sport environment rather than I was just taking it as like, oh, I'm having a laugh, I'm playing sport here, but I should have believed in myself more, I guess, looking back.
If you don't believe in yourself, who will, Harry?
Yeah, and to be fair, I think there's an age where that kind of switches. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where there comes a specific age. I don't know where it is. It could be late teens or early teens, but you've got to kind of commit whether this is kind of a job that you want to do for the rest of your life, or like you said, it's just a bit of fun. But if you have that kind of mentality, I think you might swerve down.
Definitely.
So what's for tea, Harry?
This is our favourite
having
question to ask.
I'm having a bit of a Nando's style tonight. I'm having a bit of chicken, bit of rice, and a bit of halloumi. You know.
I
Lovely.
like that.
What about yourself?
I think I would not Nando style, but I think I'm probably having chicken and rice. Standard.
Yeah, being a powerlifter.
I've got to make weight at the moment. I've got to make weight. So
What is it? Bulking season or cutting season or what?
a bit of
What
cutting,
have them?
maintaining at the moment, and then cut
Right.
like a week or two.
Fair enough. You know what I love from Isaac? I love the Snapchat. I don't know if you get these, but his meals, he's blagging that he's cooked. His
Oh,
flatmate just
no,
cooked
he
for him.
was
His
talking
flatmate just comes out for him.
They are homegrown and they're locally sourced.
His flatmate has cooked it for him, and he's took a picture of it.
We made the same thing every day for the whole year we lived together. Every day.
Emily's quite a good cook, to be fair. You know, Sean. I've been in flat in uni sometimes, and she's cooked up a few good meals.
No, to be fair, she's adventurous as well. She shows us sometimes what she's cooking, and it looks
Yeah, I
like.
do. I do.
Well,
Better
she
than
says
I.
cooking. It never shows us the finished product. But
Yeah, she's definitely better than Isaac, to be fair.
Thanks.
I can't cook.
I
so-
Sean, have you got any more questions for Devo?
in a bit of a feisty mood this afternoon.
I don't know.
No, thank you very much for coming on, Harry. It's a pleasure to meet you finally, and
Me too.
bit of a different podcast here, but I thought we covered some very good topics.
You're saying he's not an elite athlete? Wow.
No, I just mean like the topic we covered, like uni. I don't think we've talked about uni that much, have we?
Is that the Borussia Dortmund top? All right.
Me?
Yeah.
Barcelona this. Oh,
Is
that,
it? Yeah.
Barcelona, that's some good
Got
memories
the
there, I tell you what.
badges, I don't know his badges.
Have you not got your Barca cap on your Isaac?
I think I've lost it, you know.
Have you?
No way did a cap fit that head.
That's an infamous cap, that.
It's one size fits all. I'll have you know.
And it fitted your head.
Last question of the evening.
Yep.
I need to start watching a Netflix series. I've started Peaky Blinders.
Oh, I've got something to watch, everyone. Sorry, Isaac.
Oh,
I don't know if it's on Netflix. Married at First Sight, Australia, season 6 and season 7. Right, go on. It is drama every week. It is love, drama, fighting, everything you want in one, and it's real. It connects with me so well. I'll go.
if you want an emotional fix as well, Amazon Prime, Only the Brave.
No, I'm not. I'm a very tear person. This lockdown, you know. I watched the Masked Singer the other day, and nearly cried when Gabrielle got released.
Tell you what, Isaac, I have to give you credit for. You told me about Last Chance You, didn't you? And I've watched it recently. That was great. That I enjoyed that.
This is terrible.
Last chance.
Last Chance You. It's about American football. I'm not sure it's your kind of thing, but
you, Emily. It's about these college. No, it's not you.
And I think that's a very fitting. I like that comment, Harry, because it's a very fitting end to this episode, because you watch those kind of people, and it does fit. You like the episode.
Right, shut up, right. Thank you for coming on then. Gets dead emotional, doesn't he, all the time?
Get an haircut, Sean.
I know I need one. Who cut your hair, Isaac?
Sharp, innit?
That's not a barber, though. So who is it?
Yeah, I know that because I'm not breaking rule.
Well, I would break. You something that haircut, mate.
Yeah. Oh.
Right, everyone like and subscribe. That's a bit weird, wasn't it? But...
It's been a pleasure. Episode 1, season 2. It's been your host Isaac and Sean with special guest. Goes out for a duck, Harry Deveney, and our personal assistant Emily Wood.
Thanks for having me.
Any comments, Sean?
No, that's it. Well done, guys.